leaving home without my peace like I'm a Hatma. From the tribe of Judah, I'm Mufasa. Never turn the other cheek, you'll lie at the Oscars. Persona non grata, mi casa su casa. Drugs killed my teen spirit, welcome to Nirvana. You was Fuji Lala, I was Alibaba. Dressed in house of Gucci, made from selling Lady Gaga. Hakuna Matata, island wearing tie-dye. Umbrella in my rolls, match with one that's in this mata. Listen, you are not I, cross T's, dot I's. I done disappeared and reappeared without a voila. Ballerinas, doing pirouettes inside of my snow globe. Shopping sprees in Soho, you had to see it. Strippers shaking ass and watching the dough blow. Ace trumpets and rose modes.
Yeah. Man, that's that.
So we had an hour.
Yeah.
Now? Okay.
Yeah, so, bro, I'm not gonna hold you, bro. We was just talking about the lack of rap superstars. They don't make songs like that no more. That's, in my opinion, that's what's going on with that situation, bro.
That's a fact.
That was, when I was listening to this song at first, the first time I heard it, I wasn't the biggest fan of it. It wasn't I didn't like it. I was just like, let me tap back in. That shit just grows and grows and grows, and I listen to it more and more.
Yeah.
I've been trying to figure out what's the difference between that and what we currently are getting, like this more microwaved. And what I was able to see is like the cadence and the structure, the rhyme structure was very important. You could see that both rappers, they kept the same exact rhyme the entire verse.
Mm-hmm.
And at this point, so many niggas are concerned with switching up the flow, and they don't understand how hypnotic that keeping that same end rhyme can be
Right.
for 2 minutes straight or a minute straight. And what Pusha was specifically doing was he was turning those, they were actually doing this, at the end of each couplet, there was a internal rhyme. Pusha was PP, Weefy, Luigi, Riri, Yeezy,
CC.
Squeegee. Malice, I wasn't listening closely to his verse this time, but he was doing the same thing. Pasta, opera, Nasa. It's so not only were they, it was just a different kind of structure and a different kind of
repetition,
focus on the literature of the poetry of it all.
Right.
And so a lot of times there's not a lot of focus to the structure with these new kids.
But the thing is, it's funny that you said that. It's because these niggas don't write their lyrics.
They don't do shit, bro. They don't think about that.
They can't write. They can't read. They can't write. They're not smart. So they don't have the skill set to even realize how to construct.
I'm not even gonna lie, bro. I ain't gonna say that. They weren't taught.
Right.
Shit.
But where
so
do
I don't
you,
know if
where
they
do you
could
learn?
comprehend
Where did
it.
you learn language, English and language arts?
We have Meredith McCarroll. We have Miss Glenn. We have Melissa Beretta.
These are teachers.
Yes, these are teachers throughout my. Meredith is from sophomore year of college. Miss Beretta is junior to sophomore to senior year of high school.
I'm saying, me, everybody went to school.
And so, obviously, school has changed. Parents have changed. Because, look, here's the thing, bro. When I talk to people that are my age that went to school as well, I be like, damn, did you go to school as well as me? Because you seem dumb as fuck. And every time I try to introduce a intelligent, thought-provoking conversation, it seems like you're incapable of having it. Not you specifically, but like most of the people that I interact with on a daily basis. So, I'm not here to blame George Bush and No Child Left Behind. Parents, where are you at? Were you ever reading a book in front of your kids, perhaps?
Yo, it's crazy that you said that. I don't want to stay on topic.
Yeah.
There's a report that shows that parents are reading less and less with their children at night.
Of course.
So, yeah, that's all I'll say.
All right, so, yeah, you're right. Kids can't write, they can't read, and so we can't get raps like this.
Can't get raps like this. That's what happens, man.
So apparently, when they do the studies to see what grade level a genre is at, guess which one is the highest grade level, reading grade level? Rap. Not pop music, not folk music, not gospel music. Rap uses the most words. It goes through concepts more consistently and frequently than any other, and you have to pay attention quickly with rap to grasp onto what you're being told.
Literary devices.
Until 2025, when the rap is wham whammy. You don't scare me. So the song though, was you fucking with it?
Oh yeah, for sure. I'm a big Pusha T fan, and I like the Clipse as well. You know, together. I'm glad Malice is back rapping. It's good to see. Yeah, I'm excited for the project for sure.
Facts.
Yeah.
So definitely excited for the project. Clipse and Pharrell, they've been doing this for years, bro.
Right.
They really are one of the first people that put me on to let me know, oh, you like rap. You don't just like grinding off the TV. You don't just like the commercial song. You like Virginia. You like Hot Damn. You like Ma Don't Love Her. Like these dudes can really rap, and they ain't talking about no lifestyle. You know, they not talking in a cadence. You know, they from Virginia. They not from Memphis. These guys really put me on and said, yo, Chandler, listen to some more rap too, because you might fuck with that.
Yeah.
These dudes cold as hell. So they went ahead and they did the interview with GQ.
Yeah.
And there was a couple of revelations in the interview.
Right.
First revelation was, this is the first thing I noticed. So the interview came out. Pusha T said he doesn't have respect for Drake now that he's done the lawsuit because he was asked a question. So I looked at the comments, and the comments was like, bro, Drake washed you up. Don't get washed up again. All right, let's revisit this quickly, bro. Did Drake wash up Pusha T?
No. I like Duppy Freestyle.
Okay.
I actually like that record.
Yeah.
But he didn't really... That record was more about Kanye than it was about Pusha T.
And then the question is, why was it about Ye? But you're correct.
Yeah. So he didn't wash Pusha T because he didn't directly address him and
anything?
and diss him enough to where it was scathing.
So,
he just said you older than the nigga that you running behind, and
Virginia Williams, let it ring like Virginia Williams.
Yeah.
He did the Dope Boy. You telling your brother stories. I think that was on the
that was
record.
that was Two Birds, One Stone.
Yeah, so what was that battle? That battle was pretty much Two Birds, One Stone, Infrared, Duppy Freestyle,
and the Story of Adidon.
The Story of Adidon.
Which ended the whole...
Yeah, he stopped rapping after that.
Yeah.
Okay, I forgot. I was like, was it another song? No, he stopped. Bro, stop.
Surprised he didn't sue him at that point.
Hey, do you know Drake once sued Degrassi?
No, I didn't know that.
He sued Degrassi for... I'm not joking, guys.
I mean...
He sued Degrassi for putting Jimmy in a wheelchair. I'm not joking.
That's crazy. So he been on this.
he been
on this.
Things ain't going his way. It was going Spinner way on the episode 10.
Sue you, man.
I'm finna sue you, nigga. Spinner just beat me in the diss battle on the movie. Yeah, bro. So...
but did he feel like that wasn't cool or something? Like, what? Like, it made him look bad? Like, what?
Bro, I used to watch Degrassi. I don't know, bro. I thought it was a cool twist to the show, man. Dude got shot, now he's in a wheelchair. Like, I was like,
I mean, I ain't gonna lie, I never watched Degrassi, but
you was watching
Teletubbies. I heard it was great. Nah. I think I was more like going like Disney and shit like that.
Okay, Bear in the Big Blue House type.
Nigga, That's So Raven, Even Stevens.
Yeah, like, TSR.
Lizzie McGuire, all that shit. Like,
yeah. Gordo, all that shit. Yeah, I fuck with that shit. Yeah, so commenters. Drake got washed up in that battle. Let it go. Move on.
Yeah.
But then my boy got into some more, pressing issues. Like, so the album couldn't drop for a year now because of the situation between Drake and Pusha and Kendrick.
Okay. Yeah.
The Clipse have a song on their album with Kendrick Lamar. Let me go ahead and pull it up. I'm gonna read it directly off the thing. All right. They wanted me to ask Kendrick to censor his verse, which of course I was never doing. Pusha T told the publication. And then they wanted me to take the record off the album. We're not doing that. And so then we get into Clipse refused to make the requested changes, leading to the unraveling of Pusha T's association with Def Jam. Def Jam is under the UMG umbrella.
Right.
So they ended up having to pay a 7-figure sum to get out that deal, just so they could drop the album.
That's hard.
So I'm gonna be honest, bro. That's not hard, bro. That's whack as hell. I gotta pay $1 million to let these niggas.
The fact that they were able to do that, like, and didn't refuse to, agree to those terms.
Oh yeah.
And then they just say, we're
that's
just gonna do it on our own. Like, I respect the independence and the resolve in, staying true to what you believe in, the artistic integrity. Because they easily could have just, all right, man, damn, like, yeah, we'll do it, like, so.
Yeah, that, I guess that part, yeah, just the artistic integrity, that is cold that they kept that. What's not hard is we in a sport and niggas can't play because the lawsuits is traveling back and forth up the court. Like, bro, this is the first result of the lawsuit against UMG. This is the first clear example of the label now trying to comply before the court makes them comply. And according to, sources, Rob Markman says he's heard the whole album. He didn't hear any defaming remarks hurled in Drake's direction on that song. So the label is just at this point overcorrecting so that they don't face more backlash when they do go to court.
That makes sense to try to mitigate risk from a legal standpoint.
Yeah, you kind of have to do it. They have to do this, basically.
And then that makes me think of the other song on the Pop Smoke album. Remember, they also just referenced, I think Stephen Victor brought this up, or Pusha T, one of them, that when Pusha was on Pop Smoke's album, they thought he was dissing Drake, and they wanted him to change his lyrics on that song, which he then ended up not changing. Yeah. And it still came out. But it was still taken as a Drake diss, but that's So yeah. that was before this even happened.
Yeah, so we see for a while now, bro's probably been behind closed doors on some, don't you care about me? Yeah. Please.
You're gonna let him
talk about me like that? I'm your baddest bottom bitch. Why won't you just stick up for me?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Drizzy. I thought a Duppy was a ghost.
Ironic, man.
It popped out of nowhere to scare everybody away. Like, what's going on, bro? Why you gotta... If you really big and bad like that, why do you have to have somebody else enforce your desires? If you really that guy for real...
Cease and desist.
What's up with that? That's for hoes, bro.
Cease and desist is for hoes.
Cease and desist is for hoes. What is telling your daddy for, nigga? Tell me what that's for, my boy.
But you ain't like that record?
You ain't like that record? He ain't like a lot of records, apparently, bro.
So that's, we see the effects of the lawsuit. Nonetheless, the album is coming out independently.
I don't know. It's because they said they got a lot of offers from other labels.
So they're shopping.
They already shopped it. It's already, everything is in motion. Whoever they working with, they working with.
Because they dropped the trailer, so I would assume that it's done. It's coming out.
And so, I mean, I'm excited to hear the album.
I mean, to be honest, I know this isn't on here, but Def Jam, what? Nobody needs to be on Def Jam,
bro. That's not even
okay.
I mean, because I don't disagree with you at all, bro. Right. Where do we even go with that?
Yeah, I know. That's too.
We have to go through 10 summers of inactivity to just prove it to the people, bro. So get out of here, Def Jam.
All right.
And I guess that's a good point because it's like, bro, y'all don't have anything at all whatsoever to put out that anybody is looking for. finally you do and you try to do this with it,
We're
like,
gonna drop you guys. Like,
come on, bro.
okay, sure.
All right, bro. Maybe they just was like, maybe we can make more money off the 7 figures they pay us than we would ever make putting out the album, and we're desperately in need of cash. Right? Something had to happen because the LaMelo Ball deal. Maybe the $8 million they paid to LaMelo was like, yo,
I think that was cap too.
yo, we gotta recoup some
I
of
feel
this,
like
bro.
that was cap.
I don't know, bro.
No way.